Please stay standing for the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I will now lead you in the Pledge of Allegiance. Present, home. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, in liberty and justice for all. Order, home.
Please be seated. That's a tough act to follow. I'm incredibly honored to join each of you literally, but especially our blessed veterans. Let's hear it for our veterans. God bless you all. It's an honor to be with you at the Herald Daily VFW Post 1333 in Monmouth County, my home county. I want to thank Post Commander Wilbur Martin. Thank you for hosting us, sir, and thank you for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And I want to thank you and all of your members for so graciously hosting us this morning. I've had the pleasure as governor to hear Trooper Michael Basti, sing the national anthem on many occasions, and today was yet another treat. Michael, God bless you. So in a few moments, I'm going to have the great honor and privilege of signing a bill into law that will protect our state's veterans from fraudulent schemes and bad actors. I'm looking forward to being on with Joe Griffiths tomorrow on the Welcome Home program to go through this and hopefully spread the word throughout our veterans community, the many hundreds of thousands of veterans who call New Jersey home. And while there are federal rules that oversee this same sort of neighborhood, for our taste, and I'm going to give a shout out to the legislators in a moment, the rules needed to be much more detailed, much more prescriptive, because we all know too many instances of veterans getting scammed by bad actors. I was back and forth with Doc Boxwell, my friend, who couldn't be with us today, and saying what a big deal this is from both the VFW's perspective specifically and veterans more broadly. I want to thank the legislators who led the charge on this effort, several of whom are here today, and I want to make note that this is a bipartisan supported action and bill, as it always is and should be in any action we take for our veterans. I think that's a point of particular pride for us here in New Jersey. Senator Vin Gopal has led this fight in the Senate. Vin, thank you very much for your efforts. the shy and retiring over in the back of the room, Assemblyman Joe Danielson. Joe, thank you, buddy. And a friend who's all the way down from LD 25, pardon me, Michelle, Assemblywoman Michelle Matsakudis. Thank you, Michelle. Not the first bill that you and I have done together, and I'm proud of that. I also want to acknowledge, also from Legislative District 11, Assemblywoman Kim Muellner, who is with us, and Assemblywoman Marilyn Paperno. Again, not just the sponsors, but the folks who have chosen to be in this room today, a very explicit, powerful statement about bipartisan support in New Jersey for our great veterans. We owe a debt of gratitude to our nation's heroes that we can frankly never fully repay. And with your service to our country, whether it was World War II, or the Korean War, the Vietnam War, or more recently in Iraq or Afghanistan, you have redefined the meaning of courage and sacrifice. And in doing so, you have valiantly carried forward the legacy of the guy in whose name this is named, Harold Daley, who at just 22 years old gave, in the words of President Abraham Lincoln, and I quote the president, the last full measure of devotion. And though Harold Daley may have perished over the skies of France now almost 80 years ago, his spirit of heroism lives on today. And it lives on here in this post and in each and every one of you. So the very least we can do to honor your service is to ensure that you all receive the respect, the benefits, and the care that you have earned. And that's what this legislation is all about. Again, I thank the legislators who led us to today, Vin in particular, your leadership in the Senate, to Michelle, Joe, and your colleagues in the Assembly. With that, let's get this thing signed. Thank you all, and God bless you. As I've said on many occasions, I can't see a thing, so this is the money shot, but God knows what it will end up being.
I never realized you were that.
I am, Joe. Nice to see you, buddy. Yeah, I'd invite all of our veterans to come on up. Good luck with you, ladies. Pretty soon you'll be the only ones left in the audience, so it's your fault. Everybody here in Aaron, we good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is Senate Bill number 3292, the synopsis, which I'm in the habit of reading. This prohibits persons from receiving compensation for advising or assisting with veterans' benefits. I think I'd expand that a little bit more color on that synopsis. It prohibits persons from being bad actors, essentially, with our veterans, and that's what this is about. Sponsored in the Senate, as I mentioned, and led by Senator Vin Gopal, we wouldn't be here without him, as well as Senator Shirley Turner. And in the Assembly, I mentioned already, thanks to both Assemblyman Joe Danielson as well as Assemblywoman Michelle Matsakudis, and also a shout out to Assemblyman Sean Kane. And again, if you look down the list of co-sponsors, you'll see that this is a broadly supported bipartisan bill on behalf of our veterans. So let's get at it. First pen up to bat, retired Army platoon sergeant representing veterans of foreign wars, post number 1333, the aforementioned Commander Wilbur Martin. Wilbur. Who's in charge of the weather, by the way? Can we get, I just wanted to get that off my chest before you finish saying this. Let's hear it again for your senator, Senator Vin Gopal. Vin. All the way in, correct the record from LD 21. Let's hear it for Assemblywoman Michelle Matsukutis. All the way in from LD 17, let's hear it for Assemblyman and another great leader, Joe Danielson. Joe. 25th? Thank you. Thanks, Bartel. A friend of mine from way back, and I see him literally at every single event that I do on behalf of veterans and frankly on behalf of the active members of our Guard, Deputy Commissioner Vinny Salamino. Vinny? I would love that. All right, Vinny just invited me for dinner, which is another reason I'm happy I showed up. Let's hear it also, an important guy, Bob Weiss, who's the service officer for the VFW. Where are you, Bob? Right here. Right behind me. This has got to be implemented and enforced, and that's an important point to make. It's one thing to sign a law like this, but it's another to make sure you have the teeth to enforce it. And I'm here to say, on behalf of our many hundreds of thousand veterans, we will enforce this, and a lot of that's going to end up being the responsibility of the Department or Division of Consumer Affairs, which is under the New Jersey Attorney General, and its director is with us today. He does a great job, Carrie Face. Carrie? And I mentioned my buddy who could not be here today. I'm going to give one in absentia. Christian, this is going to go to you, to J. Doc Boxwell of the VFW, who could not be with us today. With that, I'm proud to say, is this effective immediately? I believe it's effective literally this second. This is now, God bless you veterans, the law of the land. Congratulations, everybody. Don't lose that, Christian. Thank you so much for hosting us so graciously.
Yeah, all good.
In particular, Post 1333. Again, I thank the legislative leaders here who got us, Vin, Michelle, Joe, and others. God bless you for getting us across the goal line. To each and every one of you, stay safe. Know that we have your backs. I promise you that. And God bless you all, and thank you for your service to our nation. Thank you all.